So my most important message is we cannot take this election for granted. We got to fight for this thing. There are serious issues at stake in this election, behind all the frivolous stuff that gets covered every day. And let me just make a comment about that, because look, I'm not running this time, but I sure do get frustrated with the way this campaign is covered. I'm just telling the truth. Guys in the back, I'm just telling you the truth about how I feel about this. Do you mind if I just vent for a second? You don't grade the presidency on a curve. This is serious business. And when we see folks talking about transparency, you want to debate transparency? You've got one candidate in this race who's released decades worth of her tax returns. The other candidate is the first in decades who refuses to release any at all. You want to debate foundations and charities? One candidate's family foundation has saved countless lives around the world. The other candidate's foundation took money other people gave to his charity and then bought a 6-foot-tall painting of himself. I mean, he had the taste not to go for the 10-foot version, but you want to debate who's more fit to be our president? One candidate who's traveled to more countries than any Secretary of State ever has more qualifications than pretty much anyone who's ever run for this job, and the other who isn't fit in any way, shape, or form to represent this country abroad and be its commander-in-chief. So somehow, as things go on, because we've become so partisan, our standards for what's normal have changed. And Donald Trump says stuff every day that used to be considered as disqualifying for being president. And yet, because he says it over and over and over again, the press just gives up, and they just say, well, yeah, okay. They just stop. I was opposed to the war in Iraq. Well, actually, he wasn't, but they just accept it. So the bottom line is that we cannot afford suddenly to treat this like a reality show. We can't afford to act as if there's some equivalence here. To be president, you have to do your homework, and you have to know what you're talking about. And you've got to apply steady judgment even when things don't go your way. And you've got to make the tough calls even when they're not popular, even when they take years to pay off. And you've got to be able to handle criticism without taking it personally. Just brush it off and then go ahead and get the job done. And that's something I learned. And that's what Hillary learned as a senator and as a Secretary of State and as a First Lady. And yes, she's got her share of critics just like I do, and she's been caricatured by the right and sometimes by the left. And she's been accused of everything you can imagine and has been subjected to more scrutiny and what I believe is more unfair criticism than anybody out here. And she doesn't complain about it. And you know what? That's what happens when you're under the microscope for 40 years. But what sets Hillary apart is that through it all, she just keeps on going. And she doesn't stop caring, and she doesn't stop trying. And she never stops fighting for us, even if we haven't always appreciated it. And look, I understand we're a young country, we are a restless country. We always like the new shiny thing. I benefited from that when I was a candidate. And we take for granted sometimes what is steady and true. And Hillary Clinton's steady. And she is true. And the young people who are here, who all you've been seeing is just the nonsense that's been on TV, you maybe don't remember all the work that she has had to do and all the things she has had to overcome and all the good that has happened because of her efforts. But you need to remember, you need to understand this. And if you're serious about our democracy, then you've got to be with her. She's in the arena, and you can't leave her in there by herself. You've got to get in there with her. You can't stay home because, she's been around for a long time. Well, you know what? This is not reality TV. Democracy is not a spectator sport. You don't tweet in your vote. America's not about yes, he will, it's about yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can create more good jobs. Yes, we can create better schools. Yes, we can create safer streets. Yes, we can create a more secure world. We can bring about real change and real progress. And the time has come for me to pass the baton on, but I know that Hillary is going to take it, and she's going to run that race, and she will finish that race. And that's why I'm with her. That's why I'm fired up. That's why I'm ready to go. And I need you to join me. I need you to work as hard for Hillary as you did for me. I need you to knock on doors. I need you to make phone calls. You got to talk to your friends, including your Republican friends. You need to go to iwillvote.com and register to vote by October 11th. Then you got to go to the polls, and you got to get people to go to the polls. And if you're willing to do that with me, we'll win in November. We'll elect Hillary Clinton the next president of the United States. We will continue on this journey to create a better America and a fairer America, a more just America, a more loving America, a brighter America. That's what we're fighting for. That's why I need you. Let's get busy. Let's get to work. Thank you, Philadelphia. God bless you. God bless these United States of America. Come on.